soft sky blue. Well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Feeling drained? Struggling to keep up? It's time to take control of your wellness. On this episode of Wellness Unlocked, we're diving into the key nutrients your body needs for all-day energy and balance. With 100% or more of your daily essential vitamins, plus added chromium to support healthy blood sugar, this is complete wellness in a single soft gel. Join us as we uncover how small changes can make a big impact on your health. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and take the first step toward better health.
My name is Dr. Stephen Carroll, the CEO at Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist, and we are committed to making good private healthcare affordable.
For all your medical needs, including dental, radiology, laparoscopy, behavioral and mental health, along with many other services, contact us for more information at 235-5479.
Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Every day, we communicate through stories. Stories of ourselves, our challenges, our goals, our experiences, and our aspirations. Storytelling is an art that we have mastered. WESN Film Studios comprises a collaborative team of experts with extensive industry experience locally, regionally, and internationally. The ability of your business to successfully communicate with your preferred audience depends on the strength of the stories you tell. Your vision should be communicated in a high-quality, professional, and creative way. Let your own unique voice be heard and your vision realized. Call us today at 628 for your next production.
WESN.
Good morning and welcome to AM Prime. I am Naomi McNish. So this morning we have some news updates for y'all, as well as it is Feel Good Friday, so we will have some feel good stories later on in the show, so stay tuned for that. To begin, we are starting with some local news. The Prime Minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, she met with the very first TSTT FLIP interns. This was part of a bold new program aiming to equip young Trinidadians with hands-on skills in AI, digital tech, and vocational trades. So we're going to take a look at this video and see what this initiative is all about.
The government has joined forces with TSTT to launch the Future Leaders program aimed at equipping young people with skills in technology, communications, and artificial intelligence. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar met with the first cohort on Thursday at a ceremony at the Diplomatic Center. Carrie Roberts tells us more in this report.
600 young people out of 17,000 applicants were selected for the first cohort of the inaugural Bmobile Future Leaders program. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar applauded the Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago, TSTT, for their support of young people and reiterated her passion for youth development. She also emphasized the importance of technical and vocational training.
We must invest in tech-voc education because not everyone is into academia. But without the skills from tech-voc, a nation cannot grow. So that is a very important thing. So I say, empower youth through AI and digital skills. Invest in tech-voc education. so young people gain practical, future-ready competencies. Promote ethical and inclusive digital literacy.
The group was chosen through a merit-based selection process and will be undertaking the program across Trinidad and Tobago, working with volunteer facilitators, educators, and industry professionals. While these 600 will receive particular attention, the program still poses benefit for all applicants.
So from thousands of applicants, you 600, you were selected. And yet every applicant still benefits through a free 2-day course, AI course, designed for non-technical learners, covering fundamentals, key risks, and real-world uses. So whilst you 600 have been selected, I'm told from the thousands who have applied, Minister, is that correct, that there will be for all who applied a 2-day AI course which you can benefit from. So if you're not selected to be on track, on course, TST, the Board and Management, and Bmobile, you will still benefit.
Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Clyde Elder, shared on why the decision was taken to fund the program.
But like me, you too were not intended to be here today. But because of a new government, and a government that cares, and especially our Prime Minister who cares about young people, you are here today. And you are here today because a decision was taken to take funds that were otherwise intended for 2 individuals and use those funds for 600 interns.
The program will see them intern at the company for 3 weeks to be trained in technical, sales, telecoms, and customer service, among other areas within the field, in a real-world environment. Carrie Roberts, TTT News.
Youth development will stay central in the upcoming national budget. That's the promise from Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessor while speaking at TSTT's Future Leaders Internship Program. She outlined the critical importance of technical vocational education and urged her cabinet to do what is required to ensure youth are prioritized.
Take notice, Minister of Planning and Minister of Finance and all ministers. Youth development must be at the center of whatever we do in the upcoming budget. We must invest in tech for education again for practical development, educational training, TVET skills for future-ready skills. It must promote ethical, inclusive, digital literacy for responsible innovators. It must create pathways to decent work and entrepreneurship alignment, training with industry demand, and expand financing for youth-led enterprises.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister assured that there will be more technical vocational educators to cater for the needs of youth. In her message following United Nations International Youth Skills Day and the International Youth Day, she outlined several commitments.
1, empower youth through AI and digital skills. Invest in tech-voc educational training, and I want to commend my Minister of Education for bringing for us to the Cabinet a Cabinet note to have a policy to bringing more tech-voc teachers into the secondary school system.
So that was incredible to watch. I mean, some of the things that really stood out to me would be when the Prime Minister highlighted the critical role of technical and vocational education, emphasizing that not every student thrives in traditional academic paths, yet tech-voc skills are essential for national growth. And she has a point, because there are some students who don't do well in academics alone, and learning a skill or picking up something that they can that can be useful it comes in handy at some point in the future. Then she encouraged empowering youth through AI and digital skills, advocating for ethical and inclusive digital literacy so that every young person gains future-ready competencies. There's also the point that 600 interns were selected from thousands of applicants, over 17,000 applicants. Everyone who applied receives a 2-day introductory AI course, even the non-technical learners, which ensures that no matter who you are, even if you were not selected, you still benefited somehow from simply applying. The program was funded through a conscious decision to reallocate funds, allowing these 600 interns to participate. This is an investment in youth that the Prime Minister, as well as Minister Clyde Elder, emphasized as reflective of a caring government. Then we saw that the interns will spend 3 weeks at TSTT gaining hands-on experience in tech, telecoms, customer service, sales, and much more. This would be a true bridge between learning and employment, which this is something I don't think we've seen often enough. So really getting young people hands-on in the employment world and letting them feel what it's like to work, and just this is part of making decisions. I mean, growing up, you would have career day in schools, and while that was something good, and you could meet persons in your dream field, actually being hands-on is a completely different experience than just talking to somebody in the field that you wish to be in when you get older. So in essence, this initiative isn't just about training, it's about ensuring that young people across Trinidad and Tobago have practical access to emerging technologies and vocational skills, regardless of their academic background. So that was awesome. I really do hope that this continues, and we see more of it happening and unfolding, and as well as at the end of this program, that the public can get an update as to how this program went with these youths. So moving on, the Agriculture Ministry has just wrapped up a humane culling operation aimed at containing the PRRS outbreak in Trinidad's pig population. So we're going to watch this video and see what this means for farmers, food safety, and the future of our local agriculture.
The Ministry of Agriculture has successfully completed the humane depopulation of pigs at a farm affected by porcine reproductive respiratory syndrome, PRRS. The ministry has advised that decontamination is ongoing and local pork remains safe for consumption. Minister Ravi Ratiram praised the swift, coordinated response and expressed gratitude to all involved. The ministry reaffirmed its commitment to protecting livestock health and supporting farmers in building a resilient and productive industry. Farmers are urged to report any signs of illness to the PRRS hotline at 280-7945.
So PRRS actually stands for porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome virus. So this is a virus that causes a disease of pigs. It's also known as blue air pig disease. So we saw the Ministry of Agriculture has successfully completed the humane depopulation of all pigs at the affected farm following strict biosecurity protocols at a secure site. Officials continue to affirm that local pork remains safe for consumption and PRRS is not transmissible to humans. Minister Ravi Ratiram and the Acting Chief Veterinary Officer, Dr. Lisa Musai, praised the swift, coordinated effort and thanked all partners and the affected farmer for their professionalism. Decontamination is also underway and surveillance efforts continue. So farmers are urged to stay alert and report any potential symptoms via the PRRS hotline, that is to the ministry itself. I was looking to see what are some of these symptoms. PRRS in pigs. So this one in pigs present, with a range, there's a range of symptoms primarily affecting the reproductive system and respiratory health of the animals. In breeding herds, this can manifest as late-term abortions, stillbirths, weak piglets at birth, and increased returns to estrus. In growing and finishing pigs, symptoms include reduced growth, respiratory issues like coughing and pneumonia, and potential secondary bacterial infections. So I guess that all comes down to if your pig looks ill, or I've never heard a pig cough, but that's interesting. So, yeah. All right, so we are going to move on to our third story this morning. This one is the CPAP issue. We got an update on the CPAP issue, Trinidad and Tobago's Environmental Maintenance and Employment Program. We'll explore now the developments from legal battles and audit issues to the political fallout. There's a lot going on surrounding this CPAP issue now, so let's look at this video and then we can talk about it.
It may be easy to forget everything that's happening as it relates to CPAP and legal action. There's the primary case in the High Court involving Eastman Enterprises, which sued CPAP for wrongful contract termination and unpaid wages. CPAP has also threatened to sue its former chairman, Joel Edwards, for an alleged breach of fiduciary duty, fraud, and misfeasance in public office. And as it relates to contract renewals, Justice Margaret Mohammed referred all case documents to the DPP for a criminal investigation. Well, here's another twist in the saga involving the state company, which has been at the center of significant controversy since the new government came in. The new CPAP board has signaled its intention to initiate legal action against its predecessors over an alleged breach of fiduciary duty tied to the contentious extension of over 300 contracts just before the April 28th general election. Confirmation came from CPAP line Minister Barry Padarat, who told CNC3 News that following consultation with the CPAP board, they are now looking at the liability of the former board with respect to breaching their fiduciary duty through civil proceedings. Padarat told CNC3 News that the legal action against the former CPAP board is another measure by which the state aims to protect taxpayers' interest. The 11-person board was led by former chairman Joel Edwards, who declined to comment on this latest development. Edwards has previously denied colluding with former local government minister Faris Al-Rawi on contract extension, saying he never spoke with or took instructions from him. Now, this contradicts CPAP CEO Keith Eddy's affidavit, which claimed Edwards said Al-Rawi confirmed cabinet approval. Edwards insists the 2017 cabinet authorization covered the extensions, a position the current CPAP board disputes. Meanwhile, a High Court representative has confirmed that the files relating to the contentious renewals of CPAP contracts were sent to the office of the DPP last Friday. According to the official, the DPP Secretariat has confirmed receipt, and the documents were transmitted electronically. DPP Roger Gaspard has been asked to investigate allegations against former Minister Al-Rawi over the procurement of 3-year renewal contracts for more than 300 contractors.
So that was packed with a lot of information. Some of the main points that I took would have been that the former minister Faris Al-Rawi claims that in a recent letter to CPAP's new chairman, the CEO omitted a crucial paragraph from the 2017 cabinet minute. This missing paragraph allowed new contractors to be introduced to maintain CPAP's effectiveness. And this was information central to current contract disputes. Termination, fallout, parts of the country are overrun with overgrown grass and litter, especially in areas previously maintained by CPAP teams, and now residents are complaining, saying that they're left to pick up the slack as CPAP workers are not out on the field as they should be, or as it would have been. In communities like Rich Plain, pensioners expressed frustrations, noting all the debris and standing rubbish with mosquitoes are starting to breed. Minister Barry Padarath says he and other officials have received threats related to CPAP contract cancellations. While he remains unshaken, the situation underscores how sensitive and volatile the fallout has become. The PNM's lawsuit and injunction against replacing the 300+ terminated contractors illustrate the illegal conflict that's brewing. Meanwhile, questions remain about accountability. Nobody right now is taking accountability for anything. CPAP has funneled over $6.5 billion into its operations from 2009 to 2023, yet about $4.1 billion of that remains unaudited. That includes $55.6 million recently flagged for missing documentation. Overall, we're seeing there's drama in the government with the allegations of concealed documents and selective disclosures. Then we're seeing there's no CPAP crews out on the field working, so upkeep there's no upkeep happening in certain areas, and then there's legal actions, threats, and partisan blame. This indicates that the issue has become, I think, well, more than what we see, right? It's now just a political turf war, basically. Then we have oversight failures. So years of unaudited spending raise serious red flags about financial transparency and accountability. And again, we have not really seen anybody take accountability for the issues that's happening surrounding CPAP. All right, so that brings us to the end of our local news updates. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will resume. We do have some international updates for you.
Low energy? Heart concerns? Migraines slowing you down? It's time to take control of your health. Join Wellness Unlocked, the series that brings expert advice and real solutions for a healthier you. In our latest episode, learn how Jameson CoQ10 can help support heart health, boost energy, and even reduce migraines. Get the science, the stories, and the steps to power up your health with CoQ10. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and start your wellness journey today.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423, visit our website at www.kdmhealthtt.com or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
Welcome to ASTI, Advanced Solutions Technical Institute. We offer hands-on training in drone technology, fiber optics, hybrid, security, business support, and more. Our programs are built to equip you with real-world skills for today's evolving industries. Get certified, get hired, and take your career to the next level with ASTI. Call 778-2135 or email info@astitnt.com. ASTI, where learning meets opportunity.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Welcome back to the program this morning. So we're jumping into some international news updates this morning, and we've been hearing about nuclear fusion for a while. We've actually spoken about it right here on the program some time ago, and this is the promise of clean, limitless energy. But are we actually close to making it happen? Now, we've been hearing a lot about it, but we're not really seeing anything happen surrounding it. So we do have a video talking about it. There's some updates on what's happening with integrating nuclear fusion into our daily lives. So have a look at this.
Endless clean energy. Well, BBC Tech Now's Nick Queck has been to the Fuse testing lab in Montreal in Canada to find out.
In a laboratory south of Montreal, Canada, scientists are busy trying to build the pathway for a new energy solution. Fuse is a startup on an incredibly tricky mission to commercialize nuclear fusion, and we've been granted exclusive access.
Right here is our assembly area.
Fusion is a process that occurs naturally inside the sun, and it's what powers it. When two atomic nuclei combine, they release energy. Here on Earth, scientists have been trying to recreate that for almost a century, but now, in the midst of trade wars and with our environment hanging in the balance, the race is on.
Unlocking fusion power is going to be technology that, will propel humanity and unlock civilization prosperity for centuries.
The promise? Virtually limitless and more or less clean energy. For the nation that cracks it, energy independence and a windfall of riches. They've built Titan, a pulsed power driver capable of producing lightning in a bottle, the equivalent of 800 strikes at once.
And this is Titan.
Whoa. Check that out.
Yeah, it's a 1 terawatt. The key innovation here is how do you trigger 238 of those bricks within less than 2 nanosecond delay or jitter between them. And that's kind of our core technology, is being able to build that triggering system.
Despite efforts here, the rollout of nuclear fusion as a practical solution could still be decades away, according to experts who cite significant scientific and engineering challenges needing to be overcome. Billions of dollars are being poured into cracking fusion globally, and competition is close by. Sam Altman-backed Helion just secured $400 million odd for its efforts in its latest funding round. Several countries around the world are also gearing up. China's reactor, dubbed the Artificial Sun, is making massive strides. And in the UK, the Atomic Energy Authority aims to open the world's first fusion power plant by 2040.
They're going through the final checklist preparations before they fire up Titan. My hands are getting sweaty. Don't know why I'm getting nervous.
3, 2, 1.
Will we solve it or not? To be determined. Are we going to make a large contribution in solving this large monumental problem? Yes, we're already doing so.
So, all right, that painted a much clearer picture, and it's clear that we're making real progress, but it does not come without its challenges. And it's still not the overnight solution that some might imagine. And regardless of science moving forward, I mean, again, the challenge is still there. It's not, as they said, the scientist or the country that is able to unlock its full potential and is able to actually make something happen out of it would be set for life in terms of clean energy and just limitless, right? The possibilities will be limitless in terms of fueling that country. Yeah, so I mean, this is something that the challenge is in scaling it and making it practical. And I guess we can see what y'all have to say, like, what do y'all think about something like this? I mean, will we see this fusion powering homes in this lifetime or not? The possibility is there, but will we see it? Would it be in the next generation to come? So moving on, this one is a little more sad to see. Southern Europe is battling unprecedented wildfires. So places like Greece, Spain, Turkey, and Albania are seeing communities being evacuated, landscapes destroyed, and lives lost. This issue is due to the climate problem that we're seeing around the world. So we're going to take a look at this video now.
Extreme heat is continuing to fuel wildfires across the south and west of Europe. Thousands of people have been forced from their homes as temperatures have risen above 40 degrees Celsius. Red heat alerts have been issued in parts of Greece, Italy, France, Spain, Portugal and the Balkans, carrying a warning of significant risk to health. In Portugal, firefighters have been battling 3 large wildfires, with the most serious near Troncoso in the centre of the country. More than 1,300 firefighters and 14 aircraft were deployed, with Morocco sending 2 planes after Portuguese water bombers broke down. Authorities warn southern regions could hit 44 degrees Celsius, with the temperature not expected to dip below 25. Our correspondent Guy Hedgecoe is in Madrid, and he gave us the latest on the situation in Spain.
Well, today, in fact, temperatures in many areas have dropped slightly compared to yesterday, when we saw temperatures up to 44 Celsius down in the south of the country. However, it is still very hot. So, for example, cities such as Seville and Cordoba are expecting to see temperatures rise up to 41, 42 later on today. And also the northeast of the country is seeing temperatures up in the high 30s later on today. And we're expecting temperatures to go back up to the sort of levels we were seeing yesterday again tomorrow for the rest of the week. So it is still very hot here. And of course, the big challenge right now for the authorities and for many communities are these wildfires that we're seeing in so many areas of the country.
And I understand that an extreme risk of wildfire is forecast still. Despite that slight drop in temperatures today, it's not much of a relief, and certainly if wildfires are already burning, the risk of more fires catching remains. How many of those wildfires are still out of control, Guy?
Well, there are several dozen that are still burning, pretty much in every region of the country. However, there are some which are particularly big, particularly in the northwest of the country. In the northwestern region of Galicia, there's a large fire in the province of Orense, which has been burning for several days now, and which has already burnt several thousand hectares. Also in the northwest, in the provinces of Zamora and Leon, there are very big fires as well. Now, in the region of Castilla y Leon, where those two last fires I was talking about are taking place, around 8,000 people are currently out of their homes. They've been evacuated from their homes because of fears about how close the fire is getting to them. And several hundred members of the military have been deployed to help firefighters. So although there are dozens of fires still burning in many areas of the country, it's up in the northeast where things are particularly serious.
That was very, very devastating to hear. And I mean, it's clear that these aren't isolated incidents. A severe record-setting heat wave since late May has scorched much of the Mediterranean and Europe, fueling catastrophic wildfires across its area. As of now, at least 24 people have died, hundreds injured, and over 65,000 have been evacuated across countries like Turkey, Greece, France, Albania, Spain. And of course, this scale is very alarming. Now, we're witnessing firsthand how climate extremes are already causing issues. More than 2,300 heat-related deaths in early summer alone, with impacts tripled due to human-caused warming. And that leaves us with the big question, what needs to happen? So how do we know, how are we going to deal with an issue like this? Now, this is global warming has been a conversation had over years, many, many, many years. And the fact that we cannot yet get it under control, and it seems to be, or even if we do get it under control, it seems to be getting worse. And it's something that I think we don't realize that we're causing these issues in our day-to-day lives, the things that we do, the things that we use, the things that we need, the things that we think that we need in our day-to-day. As you know, people always talk about it, just even fast online shopping and the amount of clothes that we use and throw out, and we buy new clothes and throw out, and it's a continuous cycle, and all these things add to what goes on in the climate, in around the world. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to move on to another story. This one is also very harrowing. This is a crisis in Sudan, an expanding hunger catastrophe fueled by relentless conflict within Sudan. So we're going to look at this video now.
International aid organisations have intensified their warnings about starvation in the southwest of Sudan, in the city of El Fasher. Well, that's on the front line of the country's civil war between the army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, the RSF. The BBC's obtained rare images from inside the besieged city of El Fasher, where little aid's arrived for more than a year. Sudan's civil wars caused one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. At least 150,000 people have now died. 25 million people are short of food. The country is also experiencing the worst cholera outbreak for many years. Well, El Fasher's in the North Darfur region, and it's been surrounded by the RSF forces for 15 months, cut off from the world. BBC's Africa correspondent Barbara Plett-Usher compiled this report on the desperate conditions there.
A rare glimpse of people living under siege. Here, your best hope is simply to suppress the hunger. This meal, if you can call it that, is porridge made from animal feed. No aid is getting through. This footage sent to us from El Fasher, a front line in Sudan's civil war, and a death trap for those inside.
We don't know what to do. We can't find food. Please have mercy on us. Our suffering is worse than you can imagine. Help us in any way possible, especially the children. They are innocent in all this, and they are dying before our eyes.
Hospitals can't cope with the widespread malnutrition. A doctor sent us this voice message.
The situation, it is so miserable, it's so catastrophic. The children of Al-Fashir are dying on a daily basis due to lack of food, lack of medicine.
This week, the battle intensified. The paramilitary rapid support forces surrounding the city launched a major attack. They published this video claiming to have advanced. In social media posts, the army and its allies insist they repelled the assault and inflicted heavy losses. But civilians caught in the middle are fighting for survival. Many of those who've managed to flee have ended up in these camps, some 40 miles from Al-Fashir. Life is a bit safer here, but now disease. Most deadly of all, cholera, caused by polluted water. It's killed hundreds in Sudan.
We are doing our best to manage the sick cases, but the outbreak needs to be contained at the source within the camp where almost all of the cases are coming from. The main issue is the lack of water and sanitation facilities.
Zubaydah arrived from Al-Fashir a few days ago. She is 7 months pregnant.
We drink water without boiling it. We have no one to get us water because my husband was captured on the road to Al-Fashir and my daughter has a head injury.
The UN is appealing for a humanitarian truce, but the enormous costs of this unending war continue to be paid by the...
As hard as that was to see what's unfolding in Sudan, you know, it isn't just tragic, it's catastrophic, and we're seeing widespread starvation. Millions are facing food insecurity with famine confirmed in displacement camps like Zamzam, Abu Shuk, and Al-Salam in North Darfur, where thousands are desperate. They're eating, as you saw there, they're eating animal feed to survive. They're drinking water, unclean water. They're unable to boil the water. Over 25 million Sudanese, and that's nearly half of the population, are in crisis or worse, with an estimated 770,000 children under 5 suffering from severe acute malnutrition. They do have some famine zones. The UN has declared famine in multiple regions, while dozens more at high risk. More than 600,000 people are already acutely starving, and the famine could expand into 17 additional areas without urgent humanitarian access. Disease compounding the toll. This catastrophe isn't just, it's not just about hunger and these starvation issue. I mean, cholera is surging, healthcare systems are collapsing, and aid remains blocked or underfunded. So they played a voice note from a doctor over there, and I mean, he was not optimistic at all about the situation. So that speaks for itself. The conflict between Sudan's army and the RSF has killed tens of thousands, displaced over 12 million, and created the world's largest displacement crisis. I mean, what's happening there, it's an urgent cry for help from that nation, and it's a nation that's on the brink of not existing anymore. That's how bad it is, and this is something that I think the rest of us around the world, we should not turn a blind eye to it. It's definitely something that we should stay updated on and share what's happening in Sudan as much as possible via social media. Organizations like the UN, WFP, and OCHA are urgently calling for safe access and funding. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. and keep you all updated if we get any updates further. So that was some international news. I know it was not very feel-good or on theme to today, but we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have some feel-good stories and something to lighten it up a little bit for you to start your weekend and on a good note. All right, so stay with me. We'll be right back.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both your Visa debit and credit cards. Visit our website fanzonett.com to make your purchase today.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, the Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity, from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378, or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience. Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break your balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No.
Let's go to the last part.
KDM Health Limited says, test yourself for STDs in the privacy of your own home. Our self-help test kits for all STDs are available at our wholesale office in Chaguanas. Call 283-1423, visit our website at www.kdmhealtht.com or email us at kdmhealthlimited@gmail.com to place your orders. Available at all health institutions and pharmacies. Contact us for a free list of products and prices.
Welcome to ASTI, Advanced Solutions Technical Institute. We offer hands-on training in drone technology, fiber optics, hybrid, security, business support, and more. Our programs are built to equip you with real-world skills for today's evolving industries. Get certified, get hired, and take your career to the next level with ASTI. Call 778-2135 or email info@astitnt.com. ASTI, where learning meets opportunity.
Struggling with heart health or frequent migraines?
Discover the simple steps to reclaim your energy and vitality.
We're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world: diabetes.
Tune into Wellness Unlocked, the series that delivers expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your health and well-being. Your health matters. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on WESN and take the first step toward better health.
Do you need treatment for obesity or any related abdominal procedures? The community hospital now offers minimally invasive laparoscopic surgery done by an American-trained, board-certified surgeon with over 20 years' experience.
Give us a call at 235-5479 for more information.
The Community Hospital of Seventh-day Adventist,
where good private health care is affordable.
Welcome back to the program. So we're jumping into some more positive stories and updates, some feel good, something to make you feel good on this Friday. First up, this was a story that I saw a couple of days ago actually, and it is a young girl. She's 10 years old. Her name is Bodhana Sivanandan. She is a chess prodigy, and she is making highlights everywhere. She's trending. Well, she's gone viral basically for as being the youngest person ever to beat a grandmaster in the game of chess. So we have a quick video, and then we can talk about it a little bit.
British sensation Bodhana Sivanandan has made history by becoming the youngest female chess player ever to beat a grandmaster. The 10-year-old from Harrow pulled off the win against 60-year-old grandmaster Peter Wells in the last round of the 2025 British Chess Championships in Liverpool. Sivanandan's victory at 10 years, 5 months and 3 days beats the 2019 record held by American Karisayip at 10 years, 11 months and 20 days. Sivanandan is the daughter of Indian Tamil parents from Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. She attends the St. John Fisher Primary School in Harrow. She won silver medals in both the Rapid and Blitz European Under-8 girls and is world #1 girl in the Blitz in her age group. In the European Schools Age Group Championship held in Rhodes 3 years ago, Bodhana won all 24 matches she played and gained 3 gold medals. 2 years ago, Bodhana beat veteran British chess player Peter Lee in an exhibition game. Last month, at the age of 10, she became the youngest chess player to earn a women grandmaster norm, breaking Chinese GM Hu Yifan's 20-year record.
So, I mean, that's incredible to see. When I saw that, I had the biggest smile on my face. I mean, at just 10 years old, Bodhana Sivanandan became the youngest female chess player ever to defeat a grandmaster, taking down the grandmaster Peter Wells in the final round of the 2025 British Chess Championships in Liverpool. This victory shattered the previous record held by Carissa Yip, who achieved the feat at 10 years and 12 months. Oh, I think that they broke it down. So Bodana is 10 years, 5 months, and 3 days. The person before her to hold the record was Carissa Yip, who was 10 years and 12 months, or nearly 12 months. Okay. The win also secured Bodana the Woman International Master title and her first Norm Toward Woman Grandmaster. She did say that that's her dream. She would like to become a grandmaster and the best chess player of all time. Observers praised her composure. This was one of the observers. He said, there's a touch of Magnus Carlsen or the great Jose Raul Capablanca about her play. That was Danny Gormali. This was reported by ABC. Then Tim Wall, director of junior chess at the English Chess Federation, said she exudes calmness and maturity on the board. She clearly has a very strong work ethic. She certainly has a very high ceiling. Then we see, apart from her record-breaking Grandmaster victory, Bodana also became the youngest player ever to earn a WGM norm, which is the woman Grandmaster, achieving the milestone earlier in 2025 at the Dole Trophy in France. Her rapid rise from learning chess during the COVID-19 lockdown at age 5 to multiple world youth titles, WFM and now WIM, illustrates a meteoric journey. So actually, when I saw this, Bodana started learning chess during the COVID-19 period while she was at home. And since then, she fell in love with the game and pushed through. She started to compete once competitions were back up and running post-COVID. And that's just incredible. I mean, COVID was a time when we were all trying to find things to do. You know, we were all trying to just keep ourselves occupied, learn a new skill, learn something new, read new books. And she took this and she ran with it, and she got very, very far. So kudos to her. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot coming out now about people doing really exceptional things. In a time where there's a lot of pain and sorrow around the world, we are also seeing some really exceptional stories coming out from around the world as well. All right, so now I want to get into this. We have some local stories as well, some local feel-good stories that I found in, So first up, we have today, CXC results are being released. So if you sat CXC exams this year, your results are finally out. The wait is over. According to the Newsday, the results for the May-June 2025 CXC exams, CAPE, CSEC, and CCSLC are now available. Students can access them online via the CXC student portal from 1 p.m. today. That's August 15th. Prior to the release, CXC officials, including Registrar and CEO Dr. Wayne Wesley and Director of Operations Dr. Nicole Manning, will host a formal launch ceremony at 11 a.m. in the Cayman Islands. This can be streamed via Zoom, so that's 11 a.m. today. The ceremony will present performance data for over 100,000 candidates, accounting for approximately 600,000 subject entries across the region. So that's something we can definitely take a look at. I'm not sure. I'll try to find where we can get the link for that, for those of you who would be interested in logging on and seeing what it's all about. But I do wish all the CXC CAPE students the best in revealing their results. And it could be a very exciting day for most. And for some, don't worry. It's not the end of the road. And a lot can still happen post these results. So let's hope for the best. All right, next up, this was a nice story that I saw. This was the Moko Jambi King takes TNT culture to Japan. Yes, his name is Tekel Sylvan, and he has taken stilt walking. This is, if you don't know, our iconic art form, all the way to Expo 2025 in Japan. So some of the highlights that I read, Sylvan, at 13 feet tall, was the lone stilt walker in Trinidad and Tobago's delegation to Expo 2025 in Osaka, performing alongside panists, soca artists, dancers, and masqueraders under the Ministry of Culture. For the 29-year-old from Taradale, this wasn't just another gig. It was about showing his sons what's possible. And we saw photos and videos sent home to inspire them. He is still in Japan, by the way. Sylvan's journey wasn't easy. He was raised by a single mother. He discovered purpose through Junior Bisnat's stilt walking program, transforming a potential path into trouble into a path to, the typos here messing me up. Basically, he was raised by a single mother, and he fell in love with stilt walking at a very young age and pursued it, and it became part of who he is today, right? So for Japan, he crafted 2 elaborate costumes. This is for the Expo 2025. One reflecting TNT's colors, red, white, black, and another symbolizing his royalty in black, white, and gold. His performance was met with genuine appreciation in Osaka, proof that our traditions resonate universally. It's our culture, but here they see it as something very special. I mean, seeing things like this is exciting anytime. Any part of our culture, any piece of Trinidad and Tobago goes international, it's always really heartwarming, I'd say, when we see how other people react to the things that we call ours. And something like the Moko Jambi, which can be very intimidating, I think, even for persons here, myself including. Every time I see a Moko Jambi, I'm always like in awe at just the magnitude, the size, and thinking that this is just somebody walking on 2 very thin sticks. I know they have the little platforms, but the concept of it just seems impressive. Yeah, so, and the Moko Jambi, it's an embodied tradition rooted in West African spiritual symbolism as a guardian figure, now dynamically showcased on global stages. We see it everywhere. I think even at the, there was a pageant, I don't want to say the wrong thing, it was either the Miss World pageant or Miss Universe pageant. Somewhere within the past 5 years, we had Moko Jambis on that international stage as well. So that was really, really nice to see. Sylvan doesn't just perform, he teaches, he mentors, and he creates stilts and costumes for children, extending the legacy in a meaningful and very hands-on way. And then lastly, moments like these carry TNT's cultural spirit beyond borders, even in places where Caribbean culture is less prominent, spurring curiosity, admiration, and connection. So that was similar to what I said before. Seeing that this is happening and seeing that our culture can be shared and adorned, same way. Anyway, so moving on. As Carnival is approaching, yeah, so we're at that time now where we're seeing all these band launches. Everybody is preparing to choose their Carnival costume for 2026. We're going to begin to see new soca music for 2026 being released. This is an exciting time. I think from now straight down till December, you're going to see a lot of things happening as we prepare for the carnival season next year. And one of these things, we have the Trinidad and Tobago's musical, sorry, I read that wrong. On September 7th at Pueblo I can't pronounce that either, I'm sorry. On September 7th in Santa Cruz, producer and songwriter Kitwana Israel will officially launch Calypso. This is Calypso with a K, a reimagined contemporary version of our iconic Calypso sound. This is a new initiative set to relaunch the iconic sound of Calypso, bringing it into a modern global context. And it's a contemporary take on traditional Calypso, blending heritage rhythms with modern production and songwriting. So I'm assuming it's going to be something like there's the usual Calypso sound, and then there's another one I can't remember, a rhythm, very Afro classic kind of, I don't know, like a drum-like sound. I have it in my head. If I remember it, I'll say it. Anyhow, so the goal is to make the genre resonate with today's listeners while preserving its cultural roots. Producer Kitwana Israel and Advocate Productions want to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago claims this evolved sound officially, highlighting its global significance. Calypso has influenced music worldwide, and Calypso, the K, aims to elevate its legacy. The official event is scheduled for September 7th at Pueblo El Pao Estate, Santa Cruz. I tried. It will showcase performances that demonstrate how traditional Calypso can meet contemporary sounds. The initiative is not just for local appreciation, it's a statement that TNT music can compete and shine on the international stage. Yeah, so we'll obviously, hopefully closer to that date, and we can talk more about this and maybe get somebody on the program to talk about the event and the significance of the event, why the event is happening, why the event is needed in our carnival, in our whole carnival scene, especially. So, yeah, that's exciting to see. There's also another story I saw, but I didn't really highlight it want to highlight it too much. But this was something that was trending. I saw it last night as I was scrolling on Instagram. But one of our local artists, Young Brother, he has a song. This is a song that went viral this year, Carnival 2025, the greatest band over. And an international artist, Chloe, as well as Molly, got on his song and made a remix about it. So this is something that will be released, the latest remix of the hit Greatest Band Over on August 15th. Having already become the sound of the summer at home and around the world, this remix continues its global appeal as Chloe and Molly lend their uniquely different melodic approaches to the big Links rhythm produced by TT Hitmakers Full Blown Entertainment. So that's actually really, really big news, and I would assume that Young Brother is through the roof excited about it. These are big international stars, Molly and Chloe. So for something like this to happen again, this is just another example of Trinidad and Tobago, something from our small little twin island going international, and people just realizing and recognizing how talented we are. So I wish them all the best for this new remix. All right, so that brings us to the end of a wonderful show this morning. I just want to thank you for tuning in and staying with me through the entire show. So don't forget, you can You can leave your comments on our live streams. You can watch us on Facebook and YouTube. And you can message us at 682-9376. If you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to say, we are always open to that. Our quote for today, we have, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. All right, opportunities don't happen, you create them. So again, opportunities don't happen, you create them. So don't just sit back and expect things to happen on its own. You have to make it happen. You have to go out and do whatever it is you have to do to reach where you would like to reach, to get what you'd like to get. And it's not impossible. Anything is possible. Yeah? All right, guys. So thank you again for joining me on the program this morning. And stay safe, stay inspired, stay informed. It is Feel Good Friday, so I do hope you feel good this morning and the rest of the day into your weekend. We have Sean Michael Small on the hour of 8 o'clock, as always, with Talking Point. So also stay close by for that. Bye-bye.
WESN.
Take some time for yourself or spend some time with the family at Sandy Point Village Hotel. Enjoy our various studio and suite apartments, self-contained with their own kitchenettes and Wi-Fi. We also have our famous 100-foot swimming pool and our beachfront restaurant, the Steak and Lobster Grill. And our location in Crown Point puts us near the center of activity from the nylon pool to the local nightlife. Call us and make your reservations at 639-8533, 389-2378, or email us at sandypointvillagehotel@gmail.com.
FanZone, your reliable, authentic supplier, has just gotten better. You can now visit our website www.fanzonett.com for your authentic wear and collectibles. The only place where you can use both